Guys, this is a video on how to tell your parents that you dip, and my phone is moving. Oh, I'm so sorry. If you hear that weird noise, that would be my bulldog just chilling right there. So, I just don't mind that because she's sleeping. So, once my phone figured out where it wants to sit. Nope. Okay. Hopefully it'll stay there. Anyways, I don't know how this video will probably be. Oh my god, it's gonna drive me crazy. Okay. Okay. So, since I'm having issues with putting my phone somewhere, I'll just hold on real quick. Just having so many issues. I have my phone plugged in right now, so now my phone wants to turn sideways. So, that's my kitchen, and those are my stairs, and, welcome to my home. I'm trying to fix it, but it's just not working. Oh god. Okay. I'll just move over here. Move my dog out of the way. Now, we can start our video. After my dog gets done moving. It's my bulldog, Mackenzie. Okay. Now we're actually getting into the video. How to tell your parents that you dip. This was not hard for me. I think it all depends on how you're raised, what your parents do, if they smoke or dip or what have you. Now, I believe it was easier for me to tell my parents and my family, some of my family, because on my dad's side of the family, I only know my grandma. So, she's the only person I had to tell besides my dad. So that's a bonus, I guess. My mom, she was there the first time I had my first dip, you know. I mean, well, my first dip and my dips that led to me actually to continue dipping, I suppose you can say. My friend Sierra came over. And she had pouches, so I started on pouches. And my mom was right there while I was having a dip, so, or having pouches, whatever you want to say. So, she was there for that. She didn't really care. By the way, we're doing a Southern blend. So, apologize, there's a bird and I saw it out of my peripheral vision. Anyways, she was there, she didn't really care. I mean, she's not really 100% happy with the whole situation because she thinks it's kind of gross, but at the same time she doesn't really care because my brother has done it since he was around about 16, so same age as me. She knew right away. My dad didn't know until a couple months ago, and he found out at a track meet. He found out because my sister, we had our new car at the track meet, and she was like, oh yeah, you can't smoke in our car, but Mike can dip in our car. And then he's like, what? And she's like, yeah, she dips. So, that's how he found out. But I didn't know he found out at that point because I was not with them. I was running one of my events. So, a couple days later after we got our track picture, she's like, oh yeah, that would have been a lot better if you would have had a dip in. I was like, are you serious? Like, you know how to dip? I was like, well. So then I was like, can I dip around you? Is that okay? And he's like, yeah, as long as you don't spit on me. So, that's how my dad found out. And now he picks on me sometimes about it. Like, if I put a really big dip in, he's like, oh, did you get enough of that in your mouth? I'd be like, oh, I don't know. Probably put some more in. So, that's how he found out. My mom's okay with it as long as I'm the one that pays for all of my dip, because my dad is the same way. He'll go get me some as long as I pay for it. He'll just be like, oh, I'm not supporting your habit, you have to pay for it. So, I mean, he's kind of supporting it because he buys it for me, but I pay for it, so it's a deal that we made. But like I said, I believe it was easier for me. Both my parents smoke, my brother smokes, my dad's mom smokes, and so my brother, he didn't care as long as, like, whenever he's out of dip, I'll give him some. And my mom, like I said, her whole way of thinking is she thinks it's kind of gross, but she's not gonna like say no because she smokes. And my dad, he's like, I'm not gonna be a hypocrite because I go through a couple packs of cigarettes a day, and so yeah. My sister, she tried it for a while, but she stopped because she said it made her sick, which she thinks she just can't handle nicotine or whatever, because like the buzz made her like sick, I guess. I think she just might have swallowed the spit, but I don't know. My Grandma Peggy, which is my dad's mom, she knew basically when I started because I had a can of dip in my back pocket and she saw it. And she's like, oh, what's that? I was like, can of dip. And she's like, oh, okay. So she knows, and I dip around her and she doesn't really care. As long as I don't put a huge dip in, because that grosses her out. So I have to have small ones around her. I promised her that. She's only like 60-something, so I mean, she's not really that old and against everything. So she understands. Whereas my grandparents, my mom's parents, they don't know because I don't think my grandpa would care because he's pretty laid back. But my grandma Silly, she would probably not like it at all. My brother's 21 and he's been doing it since he was like 16 or whatever. So she still doesn't like that he does it. So I'm not about to tell her that I do because I'm just like, oh great, another one. She's kind of not into that whole thing. So, yeah, but what I would do if, like I said, all depending on what your parents are like. If you have really strict parents, there's not a huge bit of advice I can give you because my parents are somewhat strict. My dad's more lean back than my mom. But with something like dip, it didn't really matter much. But, I mean, your parents are strict, or even if they're not strict, just come out and be honest with them. Just say, hey, I wanted to tell you that I did. And if you're lucky, they'll be understanding about it. And they'll be happy that you're honest. So keep your fingers crossed, and hopefully they'll be good about it. If not, it's going to be really shitty advice. If you really like it, keep doing it. Just don't let them know about it. And if you're under the age of 18, I don't know. I'm under the age of 18, but like I said, my parents don't really care as long as I'm paying for it. If you're under the age of 18, your parents tell you no, just do it behind their back, I suppose, until you're 18, you're old enough to do whatever the fuck you want. So, I'm sorry for the terrible advice, but that's just what I would say about it. That's what I would do. Like, probably. I mean, as long as you have a way to get it, and you want to do it, then just keep doing it, whether your parents want to tell you no or not. I mean, it's dip. It's not like you're coming out and saying, oh yeah, I like to smoke pot every day, all day. I mean, I'm not against smoking pot either, but I'm saying if your parents really have that big of a deal with it, just do it behind their back. I'm sorry for the bad advice, again. But if your parents are okay with it and they say, oh yeah, we're glad you came out and told us about it. Because chances are your parents are going to be more pissed off if they find out themselves. Or from someone else. Where if you tell them yourself, they're probably going to be more happy with it because you're being honest and they can build that trust with you. If you get what I mean. Or, I don't know. Like my dad. He wasn't really pissed off that he kind of found out himself, but he said he wasn't going to be a hypocrite about it. I don't know. I mean, at the same time, you can't just listen to what I say. I mean, there's multiple other videos that will tell you other ways you can tell your parents. But it's up to you on your relationship with your parents, how you've been raised, and what you think they're going to say about it. If you think they're going to be mad about it, just maybe wait a little longer to tell them. If you're like really young and you're trying it, would not recommend telling them unless your parents are super laid back. So if I was like, I had my first dip when I was 13, and my mom thought it was funny because my brother offered me. But if I was going to stick with it then, I wouldn't have told her. But I don't know. I don't know, it's just all depends on your parents or your guardians or whoever takes care of you and whoever's house you live at. But in my opinion, when you're like 16 or 17, you should have the right to make your own decisions. Now, I'm 16. I'll be 17 in November. I'm also graduating this upcoming school year, so really, whether my parents liked it or not, I've only got one more year of school left, so there's not really much they can do about it anyways, because I'm going to be gone here soon. So, it's, if you have a good relationship with your parents, just tell them flat out. That's basically the best advice I can give you. Just let them know flat out, hey, I dip, and I just wanted to let you guys know. I felt like it's something you guys should know. So hopefully that helped you guys out a little bit. If anybody else has has a different way of telling your parents, then feel free to comment and let me know. So hopefully that helped you, and I'll see you guys later.